Hi, my name is Dylan Jerson, and today I will be convincing you that teenagers need to work more based on my own ethics, let's say. Teenagers are working 25% less than they were in the early 2000s. I will bring the reasons behind teenagers working less and the problem behind this to light. I got my main points from an article published by The Atlantic, which is a bigger online newspaper company. My main points will be the reasons behind teenagers not working, what will teenagers achieve by working, and how to get more teenagers working at these jobs. We need more teenagers working minimum wage jobs. The problem with teenagers not working these jobs is that they have to rely on other people to provide money for them. They can't build good resumes to use in the future, and they don't learn skills they need to become adults that can benefit society in the future. If this problem isn't solved, we will have a generation of adults that will be in debt who don't have a good resume, so they can't get a good job to pay off that debt, and they won't be able to benefit society to the full extent of their ability. But for every problem, there's a solution. My solution is that teenagers can't work for two reasons: school and the adults. So to fix the problem, school should give benefits to the student that is working so they can do both. These benefits would be simple things like shorten homework assignments so they don't stress over it all day. They can leave school a little bit early if they're working that day after school. Just simple things like that would be so much easier for teenagers to start working more. There's not much we can do about adults in these jobs because they need money, but I feel like that adults should be at the more high skilled jobs versus teenagers. We don't have the experience, so we can't be in those jobs. Well, adults have the work experience to work in those jobs, like working at the hospitals, working at bigger companies. So leave the grocery store stuff for the teenagers. Um, the reason that teenagers should have be at the job is that college is expensive, and other stuff is expensive like food and stuff like that. And teenagers need to build a good resume, or they won't be able to get a job in the future, which is the biggest thing. If we don't have work experience, jobs are less likely to hire us in the future. Uh, my solution would work because if school wasn't as time consuming as it is now, they could take on other responsibilities like working, for example. Because school stresses students out and makes them feel like they need to be working on school 90% of the time to have a good future, which is not the case. But there's my solution, but how we know it will work. If my plan was adopted, we'd see changes in school policies, and we would see, because of that, we'd see more teenagers in the workplace. Teenagers wouldn't have to rely on their parents for every dollar that they need. They could buy their own stuff, like food if they wanted. They could buy their own car. They could get their own fun activities to do, whatever that may be. And it would also teach teenagers how to work in the workplace. Some things that would be considered consequences to some people would be the parent would have to drive the kid to work every time they work if they don't have their license, and the kid would be spending less time at home and with their family than they would at work. So it's kind of a trade. If you want to work, you got to lose out on family life sometimes. But if you really want to see your child succeed in life, you should allow them to get a job and make their own money. Before I wrap things up, I want to emphasize some of my main points. The problem with teenagers not working a part-time job is that they have to rely on other people for money, like their parents or their grandparents or their friends. They can't build a good resume, and they can't benefit society to the full extent. They also don't learn skills like how to work, how to treat people correct, community service, all that stuff. Now, if you really cared about your children, grandchildren, whatever you have, and you want them to have a happy and healthy future, then you should let them get a job so they can have that future, forge that future for themselves. Teenagers have been decreasing steadily since 2000, and currently it's up to 25%. Let's get that number back up to 100% of teens working again.